The Heinze Group is a manufacturer of high-quality plastic components, as you can see here, as well as of plastic assemblies. We produce them here in Germany and then market them worldwide. Our success criteria are our item-specific creation and item-specific design, which we accomplish with the help of our employees here in Germany. Our company's largest area of activity is finishing. This is where we make products beautiful and pretty in order to meet our customers' requirements. That's what we do in our painting and electroplating departments. Here you can see the large number of our parts, or at least a certain amount of them. We can only accomplish this with the help of our employees. Starting from technical solutions where we must always keep up with the times, our employees' help enables us to meet the requirements that we set for ourselves and that our customers demand from us. That way, we also shorten the innovation cycles that we set for ourselves. The reasons why our customers choose plated plastics are many and varied. On the one hand, of course, it is the surface that the customer wants to have on his component at the end. The next important point is the haptics of the component. Then the resistance to environmental influences. Weight is a crucial factor for the customer, as well as the creative freedom they can have with the product. And of course, costs are always important as well. When our customers approach us to buy a component with a plated surface, they naturally want this component to look like real metal. Since we apply a real metal layer to our plastic parts, we can of course meet this requirement very well. A very decisive point with regard to haptics is that a component that looks like metal should of course feel like metal too. We call this the cool touch effect. That's what you get with an electroplated component. It feels just as cool as a real metal component. The resistance of electroplated components can be compared with that of real metal components. We apply a metal layer that is firmly anchored in our plastic parts. Caverns are created during production, and metal is stored in these caverns. So we have an interlocking connection. As a result, scratch resistance and peel resistance are just as high as for real metal components. Weight is becoming increasingly important in modern vehicles. As more and more electronics are processed in vehicles, the vehicles are naturally becoming heavier, and it is therefore very important to reduce the weight of each individual component. A component made of real metal, such as the one I'm holding in my hand, is considerably heavier than a component made of plastic. In this case, we save about 70% in weight. This component is used in the dashboard area of a vehicle. As you can see, it has a very, very complex three-dimensional structure. To produce such a component in metal would be considerably more complex than we can implement in our plastic tools. The weight savings through the use of plastic alone, the plastic part weighs about a quarter of the metal component, saves us up to 70% in material costs. In addition, we save money by being able to implement the post-treatment processes required for metal parts in our injection molding tool right away. Often there is no need for grinding, polishing, and further reworking. In addition to the chrome-plated parts presented here as an essential design element in today's vehicles, high-gloss black-painted parts are increasingly being perceived as very high quality and installed more often in vehicles, as we can see in this example. These are in particular UV monocure-coated parts. In this sector, the Heinze Group has many years of experience in working with these paints. Why is this so important? For example, we have a steering wheel cover. Here, apart from the center console, both areas are subject to a lot of stress. So it is essential to ensure scratch resistance with these UV monocure coatings. Experience plays a very important role in working with these paints. This already starts with the injection molded part, because in the injection molded part alone, the smallest unevenness is seriously amplified to the human eye by this high gloss surface. In addition, experience and a perfect result are necessary because, in the end, we represent our customers' brand images with these parts. And if, for example, you see such a brand mark, then it is not only appropriate to demand perfection, but it must actually be perfectly manufactured, without tolerating any mistakes. Because this is also part of the brand and serves to set our customers apart. To further differentiate, different colors are increasingly being integrated into our parts, such as a green background here, blue lacquer here, a yellow foil here, red here. These colors are used to convey messages, for example, electromobility, environmental friendliness through blue, etc., in order to convey additional messages to the customer. To further differentiate this, at the Heinze Group and at Linden, today we are in a position to produce batch sizes in quantities of 1. For example, to produce a fully individualized and personalized emblem with a name and a company logo. Or also as examples, with a driver's favorite holiday country. We then have even further elements that are created using a digital printing process. However, the digital printing process is not the main focus, although it is known for plastic parts, but the focus here is on carrying out developments we are involved in order to pass the demanding tests in the automotive sector too. We have other areas in which new developments and innovations are emerging. For starters, the UV monocure coating we mentioned is becoming more and more important. Then individualization and brand messages. Furthermore, it is becoming increasingly important to be able to reproduce radiolucency or radar capability. For instance, for use in radar emblems while maintaining the very popular design, like a chrome look, for example. So we have two examples. These two company logos are now highlighted here. This is the task. And here the Heinze Group has just developed some new things in recent years and was able to bring them to market. That the design of the parts looks as if they have been chrome-plated, but are radiolucent and radar-capable instead. This steering wheel cover is a nice example for this. These steering wheel covers all look the same, chrome-plated, so the design is again the same, but they have different characteristics. Because they are either coated with a chrome effect lacquer, PVD coated, like this one by the way, or actually chrome-plated. So the parts meet the different specifications. This example illustrates this beautifully. These are left and right steering wheel covers. One lacquered, one chrome-plated, without the user being able to see any difference. The manufacturer can implement different technical properties for this. Chrome effect lacquers and PVD are two of the areas in which the Heinze Group has been intensively involved for many years. Meanwhile, we have also started to make lettering for exteriors. Another area worth mentioning is the challenge posed by colored surfaces on chrome parts. It's possible, for example, to use foils to rule out the occurrence of corrosion between parts. Together with one of our major suppliers, we have developed a system whose patent has been applied for in order to solve the problem of different material use and corrosion. We prefer to use our vision to summarize or headline the great variety of developments that we have made and that emerge on the market. We live in a world of brands. Brand images are used by our customers to set themselves apart. The Heinze Group's task is to bring these brand images to life through decorative parts, user-safe parts, and parts produced in a resource-conserving manner, on and in vehicles.
In
this case, one has the feeling or the impression that the visuals are in the foreground. That's not quite right. Basically, the design comes first. The parts have to meet the design requirements. But beyond that, they have to pass corresponding automotive industry tests so that they can be brought to market safe for use. Our products are not ready for sale yet after they have been coated. There are often more parts to put together, as you can see on these steering wheel covers, or on this part. This requires a variety of highly automated processes. Heinze and Linden have many years of experience in these fields. It's about lasering the parts, hot stamping, gluing, riveting. We have mastered these processes and use them reliably for the series production of our parts.
Zuverlässig an.